Do you have this strong intuitive feeling that you are just destined to build a business and a life that stands out amongst the rest, but you just don't know how to get there? I feel you, I've been there, and I can see that you are another fellow Flamingo just waiting to take flight. My name is Megan Shallow, social media guru and founder of BNL Media Consulting, and this is exactly what I have done through building my own beautiful empire that has become a unicorn in the social media management world, as well as a safe space for entrepreneurs to feel empowered with their digital marketing. All of this was founded on the basis of 3 magical words: breathe, nourish, and love. Are you ready to learn how to be that entrepreneur who shows up online and offline with confidence, has a business that makes an impact in this world, and lives a life full of connection, love, prosperity, and joy? If the answer is yes, then let's go. Hello, and welcome back to Fly Flamingo Fly with your host, me, Megan Shallow. I'm excited to be here, and it's 10:05 p.m. on September 3rd. I like to make a note of that for my own personal diary journey. And today I went through a really interesting shift, you could say. The title of this episode is going to be, It's Not Burnout, It's a Consciousness Shift. And that is exactly what has been going on for me. The first time it happened this year was back in March. I just hit a wall after a breakup, and I couldn't do much. I just sat in my office in a corner and meditated a lot. And then I got up, opportunities started showing up. I started to be able to think again. It took about 3 weeks because, a breakup will really do that to you. I worked. I wasn't on the way that I usually am. On like Donkey Kong, as they may say. But I was awake, and I shifted a lot of things since March. My life has transformed in so many ways. Inside, like my inner world has shifted a lot. Some people like to talk about it as like you're jumping timelines, and this is a conversation that's happened a lot this year specifically, this conversation around jumping timelines. It's like I was on a direction. When I was in that relationship, I was going in a direction, and then it like stopped. It's like the story ended. The timeline ended and was like, okay, now it's time to go on this one. And so many cool opportunities, so many different people have arrived at my doorstep. By doorstep, I mean all opportunities come through the DMs, the PMs, the LinkedIn messages, the comments. That's how my world operates. But also so many people that were once strangers are now friends that I've met in the real world. And I just had this ping to talk to them. Since that shift, the consciousness shift that I had in March, I feel honestly a little psychic. Me and my sister were talking the other day. She's like, you could be a witch. And I'm like, maybe. But somehow my gift of witchery is in social media marketing. But for me, like I've just been able to see a future that I never saw before. And it's wild. Like I literally can't explain it. There are visions and things that I've been seeing in yoga and in meditation, and just like even while I'm building BNL, visions and versions of all things in my life that I just couldn't see. And I remember telling one of my mentors in Living in Balance seminars, quick plug, if you ever need business mentorship and you're a woman in business, Living in Balance is the place to go. But I was talking to one of my mentors, and I remember last year having this she's like, well, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. Like there was literally a wall. There's a wall in front of my face. No matter what I did, no matter what I tried to do to visualize my future, as they all tell us to do everywhere, I literally couldn't see it. Like I could not see myself doing the things. And so as I stepped into this consciousness shift back in March, by force, I'm not going to lie to you, this was not by choice. It was literally by force. I had no other choice. It had to happen. The breakup had to occur. It was over. I Still couldn't see anything. Like I was pretty blind, but all of a sudden I could start feeling. Like I was feeling into a new version of my life that I was entering. And that was the wildest feeling. I mean, I would never wish upon anyone that like they have to go through heartbreak and pain in order to get there, but sometimes that's what happens. For me, it's definitely been, those have been like big turning points for me, but you know, it's not every time. Sometimes it's through pure joy, through solo travel, through so many other experiences that I've had these like pretty big consciousness shifts, but it's the ones that happen after pain that just get really loud because the timeline's over. That's it. Time to go on a new one. And so I've been on this journey this year of a new timeline. That's how I can explain it. And I've never had, I don't know, I haven't dive in, whatever, deep into it before this year, but it's just a word that keeps coming up. And for those of you who know me very well, I'm a spiritual person, love doing spiritual things. I'll dabble in everything and anything. Like I love learning about all religions, learning about all spirituality. I don't take any of it with a grain of salt. I take all of it with all of the grains of salt and see how I can implement it into my world. What lands, what doesn't. And that's okay. But this timeline jump is real. And I just went through another one. I did. I've been doing some, okay, let me backtrack. I had a lot of opportunities come up in the last couple months, July and August. And again, in Living in Balance mentorship, they call these juicy opportunities. Some opportunities are awesome. A lot of them are tests to see, do you still want what you want? And I've been tested in pretty much all arenas. Health, definitely. Money, yeah, but me and money went through a lot of tests last year, so we're pretty tight and we like know what we want now. Business opportunities, booyah. So many different ones. And obviously all of the things, like I believe that I can do all of the things, but I have learned very quickly that even though I can do them, I don't have to, and I shouldn't. And so I took on a lot right before I'm about to enter the CDM Summit. Again, other plug, if you're in Vancouver and want to go to a marketing conference, the CDM Summit is thebomb.com. IMC, it's a good time. I'll do a whole other episode on it. But I have a CDM Summit coming up in September. I have a market research project that I'm doing. I just stepped into doing some fractional CMO work with someone, and then I decided to take on another bigger project. And I just kept saying yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, until I actually had to do the work. Because these are things that I can't delegate. My gift is in strategy, and my gift is in taking a bunch of puzzle pieces and being able to put them together. I don't know how my brain does it, but she's magical and we love her for it. But I took on too much. And then guess what I did? I crashed. I crashed so hard that the breakdowns, I was literally walking up the crunch here in Coquitlam, bawling my eyes out again to a mentor, being like, what am I doing? I have no business doing this. I am not getting what I want. It's never going to happen for me. Like I was in the darkness. And usually that always happens right before a consciousness shift. And my body, if I don't listen, will shut down, so I start to listen. And this time it wasn't too bad. My brain literally stopped working from about Thursday to Sunday. Nope, today's Tuesday. Thursday to Tuesday. I spent my entire long weekend in the dark in my room with my laptop. Me and BNL and our website had a date. And I didn't see it coming, but it was all I had to do, because the relationship that I have been able to feel into for the longest time has been BNL Media Consulting. I have grown this company over the last 7 years, and it has been such a beautiful adventure. I have been able to have so many unique team members come in, and I've allowed them to take on big roles within the company. And sometimes that's been magical. And other times I accidentally delegated too much. And through all of that, it lost the BNL vibe or the attraction magnet, which is me. Somehow, somewhere inside my inner world, I didn't feel like I could still be the face of a company that had a team and that it was about everyone else and not me anymore. And for a while that worked until it didn't. And I've learned that I have something to give as well. And through this weekend of hanging out in the darkness in my bedroom, my teenage bedroom, by the way, for those that get to listen to this podcast, you get to hear. I don't talk about it all the time, but yeah, I'm with my parents right now. I'm in the in-between. I think that's the theme of this year, is being in the in-between. Rent in Vancouver is ridiculous and no one gets a singles discount. So I decided to come home and have the support that I needed in order to do this my way this time. Not from a place of fear, not from a place of scarcity, not from a place of unknown economic turmoil. Literally in the comfort of my home, in my teenage room, where I have had many a meltdown, many a dark night of the soul experience, but always coming through to the other side with creativity. I have written many a book in that room and written in a lot of journals and done a lot of arts and crafts in that bedroom, and it's a very sacred space. I even worked from there today because there's just something so magical about it, and I'm really grateful to be able to have this experience and to have parents that will allow me to come home again. Love you, Mom and Dad. So I spent time with BNL, and by doing that was just me and the website. I love my website. I remember sitting on the floor building my first website so long ago, and it was absolute garbage, but it wasn't garbage because I felt connected to it. And I made a lot of conversions through that website that was like not branded whatsoever and built on WordPress. Don't mind me as I yawn. But I built the website, I went into my website, and I just threw me right back in. And it brings tears to my eyes now, because I've done so many photo shoots, I've done so many brand shoots, I've had so much fun being the face of BNL, and BNL was built from a blog that's breathenourishLove.com. It was all about me, and it was about things that are going to come out again. I'm just currently working on my own personal brand website. It's almost done, and that's where I get to blog and do all those fun things. But it's crazy that I let her go. And I say her because that's the sole essence of what BNL is. And I look at the photos, and I remember crying before everyone. I was so scared. I thought I would look so ugly. I thought I'd look at the photos and hate every single one, and I resisted doing it so much. And then as soon as I saw the photos after, I was like, wow, who the hell is that girl, and how can I be her more often? My sister even asked me, she's like, do you still wear your unicorn tights and your taco tights? I'm like, oh, they're a little tight, but I do love them. And I never knew what shirts to wear with them. That was always the issue, but they always look great in photos. And I miss my polka dot red dress. I still have my orange dress, which is starting to show up on social media a little bit. It holds a really important place in my heart. And I got to wear it again in Thailand back when I went in 2022, and I will wear it again in Thailand. Hopefully in 2025. That's the goal, everyone. So gonna let you know that now so we can all set the intention. Best wishes to Megan going back to Thailand. But the biggest thing that I could take away, I'm rambling, but we are here for it, and thank you all for listening, is burnout is such a gift. And when we hit burnout, it is because we're accidentally not doing what we need to be doing in order to serve ourselves. For me, it's over-delivering to so many other people and make sure everyone else is winning before me. It's somewhere in there, it protects me by doing that. It protects me from stepping into my gifts and receiving exactly what I want in all areas of my life. love, relationship, money, all of it. As soon as I start feeling like I am going to get what I want and things that I'm asking for are showing up, there is a deep down thing inside that starts to get fearful, because if I believe that it's actually going to land, it's actually going to become a reality this time, it could go away. And that's pretty, so if I just, keep working too much, keep over giving to other people, then there's no place for it to really land, and then it means that there's no place where I'll actually potentially have to grieve it going away. Like I mentioned, BNL and my money relationships, those were really big ones last year. It was quite, you could say traumatic. I had a vision for what BNL would be, and I had built it, and then it fell. And it was because I wasn't prepared maybe for the responsibility, but I also wasn't prepared for an economic downturn, and I wasn't prepared, and I wasn't ready to really hold it and take responsibility for it. And that's with every relationship, very important relationship. Once you get it, now you're responsible for it, and you're responsible for showing up. And I wasn't ready to take responsibility for showing up. And I learned that through some of the tools within Living in Balance and support, and also through my own space and time and reflection and experiences and mirrors that showed up for me in the last, from October 2022, December 2022 until March 2024. It was a whole year and a bit. It was a lot. And so my recent burnout, I learned I need to have a date with BNL, and we got a date often. And everyone keeps saying, you got to work on your business, got to work on your business. And I'm like, I understand what the concept is. I do. I really do. But for me, I've worked, BNL is it's pretty much well-oiled machine. So working on BNL looks a lot different than it did way back in the day when I had to revamp my pricing and adjust my sales processes and all of these things. I don't have to do those anymore. There's little tweaks here and there, but I also have an amazing staff that will do it. Shout out to Tane. And so for me, working on my business, I almost stopped knowing how, and showing up on social media and marketing and doing sales and stuff like that, yes, it's very important, and that is a part of working on my business. But there's a deeper connection with BNL that I lost. And so going into the website, which I had delegated to other people to fix, I went in and just played around and had fun and flowed and changed the way that the website flowed. And it's not perfect, so if you go look at it, it's no professional made it, but I always get compliments on the pages in which I'm the one that edited them, and I'm the one that wrote them. And yes, I know for those that love website stuff, there's a lot of text, and I'm really thinking about turning it into, a video. But I don't love video, and that's another conversation. But I can't talk like this in the way that you're all experiencing through this podcast. I can't talk like this on video. I get too distracted with how I look, and basically, how I look. That's it. That's all. I don't want it. I don't want to know. When I look at the videos after, I'm totally fine, and I laugh, and I'm like, oh, I'm so funny, I look fine. But during the making of the video, my ego just gets in the way, and I can't do it. I'm not there yet. I will be there eventually, but I'm not there yet. So Fly Flamingo Fly podcast is where you get me. So if you are going through burnout, rather than trying to fix it by doing more, I'm going to strongly suggest fixing it by doing so much less. Dark rooms are good if you like a dark room, but quiet, because what's happening is the body is shutting down so that your intuition can come forward, because you've been running a number for a little too long, and your intuition's trying to yell at you, and you can't hear anything. So if you don't listen, she'll stop you. She'll stop you in your tracks. And since my moment of darkness, / 5 days, Happy long weekend to Megan. I've had some really cool downloads, and I'm excited to continue to share them. But one of the greatest gifts is dating BNL again, hanging out with her. What that looks like for me is website first. BNL has officially launched a mentorship program. Yes, I know, long time coming. I had someone ask me, "Do you have a course?" And I think it was on last Wednesday, and I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Where is it? How do I learn about it?" And I'm like, I don't really tell anyone about it. He's like, "Why?" So the Social Media Academy has been revamped. Last year I built it out of like panic because I knew it had to be done, but I wasn't in the right place to fully build it. So the foundations of the Social Media Academy exist, but how I wanted to market it and who I wanted to work with was unclear, whereas now I'm super clear. If you're a soulpreneur, which if you're a soulpreneur, if you're a soulpreneur, you're guided by something that's bigger than you. You know you're meant to be here. You'd rather not be on social media, but you know that you have to, and you know that your gifts need to be heard by the world, but you don't know how to do it in a way that's different and actually serves you, so that you don't have to be online all the time, but you can still be the magnet that attracts everything and anything on social. You're my person. Social Media Academy could be exactly what you're looking for. I'm a soulpreneur. That's how I operate. I wish I could tell you I post every day and I batch content and that. I cannot. It's just not my way. Maybe it's the feminine way of doing things. I'm not sure, but I know deep down I can't. Otherwise, you don't get great conversations like this from me. And so the Social Media Academy now is in existence. It's on the website under the mentorship dropdown. Take a look. Would love your feedback. If you have questions, I'm here. And I'm also offering mentorship for social media managers because I wish I could hire every social media manager under the sun to learn how BNL operates so that they can go and fly as freelance social media managers and turn their own empires into mini BNL media consultings that are in alignment with them. But unfortunately, I cannot. And we have a lot of social media managers following us on BNL, and I want to be able to help because the gift of BNL and the freedom that has brought me is insurmountable. And so I do have a mentorship program. It is one-on-one. The Social Media Academy is group, but the social media manager mentorship space is one-on-one for now because everyone's coming at me in a different level of their journey. And that has also been updated on the website, among so many other things. The website is actually a really fun place to hang out. So if you ever are, feeling overwhelmed about social media, go over there, read some blogs, sign up for our email newsletter, which I will be writing on a weekly basis with the support of our amazing unicorn, Amber. And yeah, there's things. Things are moving. Am I terrified? Abso-freaking-lutely. But it's not like terrified in fear. It's just actually saying yes to moving into what I know I'm meant to be doing. And it's a long time coming. And owning my value around that and owning boundaries around that and just really wanting what I want and saying yes to it actually coming in. It's okay if it feels weird. And I'm here with you as a fellow Flamingo doing life differently, doing business differently, seeing everything just differently, and shining bright even when I don't feel bright. The brightness somehow shows up, and I get that feedback from all of you that listen, that show up, that communicate with BNL, that connect with me. I want to thank you for listening and for always being my cheerleader, because sometimes I forget that I've got cheerleaders too. So from your social media cheerleader, I just want to say you're doing great. Listen to the burnout, allow it to ride, slow down, and enjoy what comes through on the other end. And if all else fails, just hang out in a dark room, watch some shows, and just wait. It'll come, and the burnout will go away. And take your supplements. Take your supplements. That's something that I forgot to do as I was busy trying to blow up everything and anything. Started taking my supplements again, and we are good to go. I also cut back out gluten. Again, very helpful when I'm gluten-free. I don't know why I try to torture myself, but sometimes gluten things just help. But they don't help brain clarity, I can tell you that much. So with that, I shall leave you there. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Fly Flamingo Fly. This is my happy place. This is where I love to be. This is where I love to share. And I look forward to chatting again. The next episode, we will be talking about the CDM Summit because it is coming up on September 17th and 18th. And it's going to be an amazing marketing conference here in Vancouver, BC at Kwantlen University. And I hope you all can join. And of course, there will be an awesome discount code for you in the comments below of this episode, but also I will do an actual episode all about the CDM Summit. Date your website, date your business, date yourself, and everything else will land the way that it's meant to. And with that, I shall let you go wherever you are, whatever you're doing. If you're walking in nature, if you're listening to me while you're actually trying to work, or maybe you're just hanging out and you're burnt out and you needed to hear someone else be burnt out with you. I'm here for it, and it's a part of the process, and I'm so excited that we're on this journey together. Until next time. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Fly Flamingo Fly with BNL. We are so grateful you stopped by, and we hope that something from today's conversation ignited the inspiration you were looking for so that you can keep moving forward towards the life of your dreams. This podcast was produced by BNL Media Consulting with the amazing help of Podigy Podcasts. We'd love to hear your takeaways from this episode, so be sure to leave us a review, as well as give us a follow on Instagram at BNL Social. If you need any help with your social media marketing, feel free to visit our website at www.bnlmediaconsulting.com, and we would be more than happy to support you. We hope you have an amazing day, and we cannot wait to connect with you again next time. Have a good one, everyone.